All right, we are on page 507. So 507, I'm going to try to move the frame so you can see that page. 507. We wrapped up talking about order of operations, and now we're going to talk about patterns. So what we're going to do on this page is just look at how many toothpicks are being used to make these squares and figure out a certain pattern. So the first figure uses 4 toothpicks. It's kind of obvious because it's a square, so we have 4 sides. And then the second figure uses 7. So again, 4 sides here, but they share a side, so that takes away from the 8 sides that you would think make up 2 squares. Then, because we're sharing essentially 3 sides between 2 toothpicks here, this one is going to use 10. So if I write that out as 4 toothpicks here, 7 toothpicks here, and 10 toothpicks here, we can see that in the fourth figure we're going to end up using 13. And what is the pattern of that? Sorry, my pen's not really writing. How did I come up with 13? Well, I can see here that to get to figure 2 we added 3, and to get to figure 3 we added 3. So the pattern here is to add 3. So if we continue this pattern, if the fourth figure has 13, then the fifth figure should have 16. But just to double check, let's draw it out. So I'm essentially going to create 5 squares. Okay, so now let's just double check and count our sides. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So I did use 16 toothpicks, so that checked out. All right, on 508, it says complete the table to show the number of toothpicks needed if the pattern continues. So again, you can see here that the pattern is just to add 3 each time, so we're going to add 3 there. We figured out the fifth pattern is going to have 16. The sixth pattern will have 3 more than the last one, so 16 plus 3 is 19. And the seventh pattern, if I add 3 to 19, I get 22. What do you notice about the number of toothpicks needed for each new figure? We add 3 toothpicks each time. Okay, and then using the rule above, how many toothpicks will be needed for the 8th figure? So again, it's like if we were to extend this table a little bit further, we have 8, and I can see the next question is going to be 9. We just simply keep adding 3. So 25 for the 8th figure, and for the 9th figure, we would have 28. Okay. Now it says create a new pattern, start with figure 1 again, and this time we're going to add 6 toothpicks for each new figure as shown. Complete the table to show the number of toothpicks used for each figure. So they say every time we make a new figure we're going to add 6. So if we add 4 here, it should make sense that we have 10. So let's double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And if we add 6 here, the third figure should have 10 plus 6, which is 16. And using the table, I can see that. So if we just keep going with that pattern, we're going to add 6 to 16 to get 22. 22 plus 6 is 28. 28 plus 6 is 34. And 34 plus 6 is 40. Okay, so now we're going to compare the pattern in exercise 2 to the pattern on the previous page. So the previous page we added 3. The number of toothpicks in figure 2 for the pattern on the previous page is, it's going to be 3 less than the number of toothpicks in figure 2 for the exercise here. So again, this had 10. If we go back and look at figure 2 on the previous page, that one used 7. So the number of toothpicks in figure 3 here, so again this one has 16. Okay, so if I write that, this one has 16, figure 3 uses 16. And then on the first page, figure 3 used 10. So the previous page is 6 less, right? 6 less than the number of toothpicks used in this figure. Okay. All right, practice. Look for a pattern. For each pattern, find the number of toothpicks needed for the next figure. So, figure 4, let's first figure out the pattern here. So we have, again, I use my tick marks to make sure I don't go over the same toothpick twice. So this one is going to have 4 toothpicks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it looks like the pattern here between each figure is to add 2. So the fourth figure should have 10 toothpicks. How is this pattern different than the pattern in the activity on the first page of this lesson? So in this pattern, oops, it should be double T. They removed the middle oh my gosh, my pen is all over the place. They removed the middle toothpick. So essentially what that is doing is taking away 1. Right, we would add 1 and add 1. So instead of, going up by 3, this time we're going up by 2, so that should make sense. Okay, so 3 toothpicks here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So what is the pattern here? How do I get from 3 to 5? I add 2. How do I get from 5 to 7? I add 2. So figure 4 then would be 7 plus 2. 7 plus 2 is 9 toothpicks. Okay, so I have 3 toothpicks here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So the pattern is to add 3 each time. So if I were to make a figure 4, I would need to add 3. 9 plus 3 is 12. How does this pattern compare to pattern 5? So we essentially are adding 3 each time here. In this exercise, we add 3 each time, whereas in number 5, we added 2 each time. All right, 510. Okay, what I would like you to do right now is do the problems on this page by yourself. So you're going to pause the video and then unpause the video to check your answers. So I will walk through it as well, but right now go ahead and pause the video. Okay, so you should have completed this page, so now I'm going to walk you through it all and you are checking your answers. The tables show the number of laps Tammy and Kelly swim each day. Complete the table if the patterns continue. So I can see here that each day we are adding 6 more laps. So 12 plus 6 is 18. 18 plus 6 is 24. 24 plus 6 is 30. So Tammy is adding 6 laps each day, whereas Kelly is adding 3 laps each day. You can see here 0, 3, 6, so 9, 12, and 15. Compare the number of laps swam by each person on each day. We have 6 to 3, 12 to 6, 18 to 9, 24 to 12, and 30 to 15. So you can either say Tammy swims double or times 2 than Kelly, or you could say something like Kelly swam half of what Tammy swam. Number 8. 2 stores sell scented candles. Assume the pattern in the table below continues. Compare the price of candles sold by each store. So if they continue, we need to compare the price sold by each store. So all we're doing is comparing this column to this column, because I can see here they have these rows the same. So we have 8 to 4, 12 to 6, and 16 to 8. So we can see here that store 1 is pretty much the same as number 7. Store number 1's candles are, oh my gosh, my pencil is way off. That's R-A-R-E. Double that of store 2. Or again, you could have said store 2's cost of the candles is half that of store 1's. So use figure 1 of exercise 5, is on the previous page, to create a pattern, a different pattern using toothpicks. Draw the pattern. How does your pattern compare to the pattern in exercise 5? So for this one, you all are going to have different answers, I'm sure, so there's no one right answer. I would have to look at yours. And then for this one, how can models be used to generate and analyze patterns? It's basically just a visual. So like with the toothpicks, I can actually visualize and count the amount of toothpicks and then see, once I write it down, the pattern there. So for number 10, I needed to see something about having a visual representation of the pattern. Okay, and then you have to do my homework. So my homework, we have page 511 and 512. Yes, you need to do all of it. That is it.